Let's make a journal. Hello and welcome to the treasured page. I'm Melanie and this is our quiet crafting space. I'm turning on the camera today to show you my little project that I've got here. This is from our summer swap that we have here on the treasured page. I'm in a group with lots of women from around the UK and we swap things, we swap projects. We have a monthly project. So each month I set a project here at the treasured page. We go away, we make it, and within the month we send out a parcel. We send out happy mail to everybody. Now that is what's happened for the last 3 months. And here, this great collection of stuff and another box that is down just by the side of me contains all the things that I've been sent, some of which are the beautiful makes that people have sent me. So this was made for me by Alison. Now this is an incredibly soft cover. You can see here it's been made with fabric and it's lined with a padding or a wadding. And if I bend it in half, we can just see how soft that is. So I'm going to have a look at that and we're going to build up all the little components here and try and make everything match and tie in. So I thought I'd just have a play around with this. I haven't got a plan particularly, but I'm going to just work through what I've been given and just have some fun. I'm just going to play. I thought it would be fun for you to see my process, see how I'm getting on, and if that inspires others that are following along with the monthly makes and the challenges, you can see how you could put together your project. So if you are joining in, you could get yourself a little signature. Now this is just a slim line signature. It has been bound with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. This one's got 9 papers in it, so they're folded papers and then just sewn in there with the 3 holes. And these are all varying different papers to give me some inspiration, and this is some things that I've been making here on the treasured page with some embossed wax paper. Okay, so I'm going to start building up this journal. The challenge was Cuisine and Culture, which is a real challenge to anyone to try and combine these components and come up with anything. But we're just going to work through it. So everything that I've been sent, I've gone through it and I've picked out all the things that make me feel of cuisine or culture. Now, when I first set this challenge, I said that we could alter the cover. So I'm hoping that Alison will forgive me, but I am going to embellish it and put on this lovely embroidery here. I'm also going to have a look at the pocket because I want to make sure that my tag that I've been sent here fits in, which it doesn't at the moment with that lace. So I'm going to reduce that lace so that I can allow for the pocket to fit in. But as I was just considering that, I've realised that there's an opening here where it's been made, beautifully been made, absolutely brilliant. Look at this. It is essentially a bag. So that's been giving me some other ideas, and I'm thinking that I can put in some card in here to line it, to make it a little bit more sturdy, to be able to be a front cover for the journal. Okay, I've been sent lots of scrapbooking papers and card, and here's 2, and I think that I could use this to strengthen up my cover. So I'm having a look here. I'm wanting to see where the bend is. I'm just going to pull that round and then I'll fold that in and I'm just going to have a play. So thank you very much everybody for joining in and having a look at all the things on the channel. Welcome to the new subscribers. Okay, now I'm going to see if I can put this inside. So it's some wadding in there, but what I'm going to do is roll the card like this, roll it up, put it inside, and open it out, which we can't see, but I'm just opening out. Just get that in there. There we go, that is in. That's better. I actually don't think that's going to move, because I was thinking about putting glue or tape, sticky tape on there. I might do that. So let's carry on and put this one in. Now this one comes to here. I might need a little bit less, but I'm quite happy for that to overlap. Let's try again. I can just, you can see, I can unfurl it, unroll it, and flatten that down. think I've got it, and I just make sure that it's in there. Yes, ta-da! Brilliant. Now we are, now it is more strengthened up, still bendable, still soft. Making a funny noise though, that is going to bother me. And because I discovered my double-sided sticky tape was so very sticky the other day, I'm just going to cut some of this in like this. Get 2 hands in there. Alright, now for the next bit, let's have a look. So I'm thinking that I could turn this into something that I now sew into and make it into a journal cover that's soft. Then I'm wanting to embellish the outside, and I also want to alter this pocket so that I can get the tag in that I was given. I'm just going to alter this lace here because the tag that is going to fit in here was getting caught, so I'm just going to remove this here just a little bit, just loosen it up like that. So I think I'm just going to fold that up and have a double lace effect there, which still keeps the design that Alison had intended. So I'll just do that, I think, or I could remove it and utilise the lace elsewhere. So I'm not sure at the moment because I might need that to make the whole thing work. Now I should be able to get my tag in here without it catching on the top. So yeah, that fits in there now. See, it wasn't being allowed to have this bit there, so by just turning that over, this is now able to live there. So that works. We can have that. That's fun. And then what I want to do is put this on here. Because there's quite a lot to glue there, I'm doing it in sections, otherwise the glue dries. I want to make sure that I've got the edges down, so I'm just going around all the little pieces. Okay, there we go. So I'm just now putting that last bit down. Really like it. That's really lovely. That is really lovely. There we go. Great. Just check that we, a little bit peeling up there. And then just come round, anything peeling up. I think I prefer, although that works and it looks quite fun to have buttons on the project just running down there, linking in with this one, I think I prefer it without because it's more streamlined. So I like the buttons, but on this occasion I think they might be better as a dangle or something, so I'll use that. Although I do like this one. This reminds me of icing, and it also reminds me of these flowers here. So I'm wondering, perhaps that can go on there. Let's see if we can make that work. This is one of the buttons that's got that chunky bit at the back, but it is plastic, so I'm just wondering if I can get sort of wire cutters and seeing if I can chop that bit off. If I can get that, otherwise I might have to use a knife. Let's just see if something's happening. No, that's just squashed it. Okay, I'm using my pliers and I'm just trying to see if I can cut this away. I should be doing this on a cutting mat, but I've managed to do it. I think that's enough. Oh, that's perfect. And then that's going to come live there with some glue. Oh, I like that. Blob of glue in the middle there. And then move that into position. Okay, that's fun. So now I'm thinking I can see the pattern through the little holes there, and I haven't quite stuck that one down. So I'm just thinking what I could put in there, maybe numbers like this, although it's sort of fun, but it's a bit raised. So now I'm looking at this ribbon that I've been sent, and I'm wondering if I could take some of the little images off this ribbon. So now I've got this, just going to see what that looks like if I push that in there. Just use my scissors, get my tweezers, poke that in there. Little images poking through, I quite like that, that's nice. So what I'll do is I shall put a bit of glue and stick that down there. So put some glue in and around my little picture in there. That's of a pen and paper. Just tuck that in with the tweezers. Next one going in, just tuck that under there. This one's a little suitcase. You know, we often go to lovely restaurants and experience the cuisine when we're travelling, so that's quite good. We'll put that in there. That's all sticking down now. My button doesn't come up. That's working. I'm preferring that now because I'm not seeing the purple coming through, so this looks like a brand new piece. And just keep working round. This one's a camera. We often take pictures when we go to a restaurant or we experience new cuisine, perhaps in a different culture to our own. We want to take a photo. Maybe we're taking a photo of the food or the people that we're with. Perhaps it's a celebration or a birthday. So all of these things. Quite nice to take a little journal with you when you go to somewhere like a coffee shop, perhaps if you're on your own and you're making notes, or you want to just quietly work on your journal in a corner if you ever get the opportunity. Just using up the cotton tape that I've been given. It's a nice little idea. If I'd noticed this sooner, then maybe I could have stuck it on the back before I stuck it down, rather than having to do this. But I've noticed it now, and when you've noticed something, when you've got the idea, sometimes you just have to go with it because it's bothering you and it just feels like a worthwhile thing. I know I'll appreciate it. I'll be pleased when I've done it. There we go. That's the cover done with the little images peeping through the gaps. I think that's really nice. That was just using this cotton tape, and I've done that on the back as well. Everything's now just sticking down, and when that's dry, that'll be great. We've got options here at the top if I want to put eyelets in and make this into a TN style journal, but there's a bit more strength to it now with that embellishment going round and the button there as well. I might even sew my signature in, and if I do, I think I'll let the strings come out this end and maybe have a dangle off of there. This is my signature that's going to come and live in there. That's fine. So that's where that will go. But on the back here we've got this, which I've been sent, and this is a flip out accordion style journaling space with pockets, and everything has a gardening feel. Very cool. The only thing is it is rustic, whereas this is very much more modern. So what I want to do to tie it in, I've also been sent this hessian or burlap, so I'm thinking about using that. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this down, glue down the burlap, and then this is going to create a rustic section which will make sense for this part because the colour tones look great. We've got this nice orangey, rusticy colours, and this just works nicely. Then over here, I want to keep this, so I'm coming in a bit here. I'll keep this nice and straight, and I'm going to finish this off with an edging here, and then my pocket's going to look like that, so we still get a strip of this fabric, and that is quite fun. So we're going to have it like this, and then along the bottom I'm going to use this tape to tie in, just because this is a little bit too short here. So I've just glued half of it. And then I'm going to clip this so that it can just dry. Glue all along there, so we could be doing this with a hot glue gun as well if I had one, but I'm using Fabri-Tac because it is a waterproof glue. It's pretty good. Just going to tuck that in under there, That gives it a nice finish. That's all trapped in there now. Then what I'm thinking of doing is having this edging here with this avocado dyed lace that I've been given. So we might do that. But first I'll just do this side as well with the tape and just pray that I've got enough. Oh, look at that. That's really good. We are going along with the glue there and then putting this on. Okay, so just tucking this under here, pull that down, and then gluing it on. Now this is something that could have been sewn. I'm so amazed by these glues. This is just 3-in-1 by Beacon. So if you haven't got any sewing skills but you like the idea of working with fabrics and tapes and things like this, then look at that. That's just lovely. It's all gluing down. You have to check it after a while. Just make sure. You can always go back in if you're not happy. Like there's a little bit there that I would prefer to not peel up. But we just go back in and treat it as if you would some paper, really. Right, let's glue this down. I think we can say we're going to have it there. To glue that down as a doubled lace idea. That's quite good. All right, there we go. So it's sort of a bit wonky, but you know, that's fine. And I might glue it down there as well to stop it doing that. Then let's do the same here to stop this bit moving about. Right, there we go, that's there to stay now. And same in there, we've got a little pocket. Now we've got the edging on, I'm going to put this in position here. Before I put my fold out in position, I'm going to just have this last little piece coming in here. Okay, we're a little bit short because that would have been nice if it ran the whole length all the way down, but it doesn't. Stretch it. Let's stretch it and see if we can get it to work. It's pretty, come on, that's pretty much there. Let's just see if we can wiggle it into submission to give us just a little centimetre more. Look at that, not far off. That's pretty good, I'm happy with that. Let's just glue that down before it pings back. But it is better than what it was before we stretched it. So there's an idea. Give your lace, particularly if it's cotton, a little stretch. It might just go a few millimetres further. So I want that hanging out. So I'm just going to push that off the edge, push it off the edge so that when it's closed I get that peep through. And then that's quite nice because those colours are matching in with what's on the front. Got a glue line here, which is very handy. Thank you, Jeanette, who made this. I'm going to just put the glue along there so that this can become a little pocket. And on the other end as well. And then I'm gluing down here as well so that anything tucked into the pocket won't fall out the side. We'll just put that there. And you can see that this is going to come back here on this edge. And then we're just going to move that down into place. Just check that we're all coming in, that that's closing and nothing's coming out too far. So I might just come back a little bit because we've got the allowance. So that is coming to live there. Let's just check it's in straight. Okay, so this was the July project that we set for the treasured page and it's all in there. Nice little pocket being created there. So now we've got a little pocket there, a little pocket there, and a little pocket there. Okay, so we've got this. I've just found this baker's twine that's been sent to me, and I'm thinking that there's just enough length there to be able to just about bind the journal in. It's a bit thicker, but it would be really lovely if some of that came out the outside because it completely matches. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to bind this in, sew it in, and then that is a soft cover journal. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so there's not enough length there to dangle some charms off of, but I'm going to see if I can bring everything out the other side. I'm going to try and work that knot and just unpick it and then see if I can rebind the papers in, and I'll just have to make sure I get the right holes in the right place and all that thing. So we'll just have a little go, and then I'll just show you very quickly how I'm going to achieve that, because it may be that you want to have a go. Okay, so we can keep all the papers together. Let's find a little clip so that they don't move when I pull out this string. So there's not much there, you see, but we can reuse that because it's all going to work with the colours. Okay, so now I need my awl. Just working in a muddle. I found all the little scraps of fabric that that I've been sent as well, so we can bring those colours in somewhere, sure. All right, so those have all been kept together, so we can take the awl and then we can line everything up and just punch through the holes. So see where we want it first. It's going to be there. I think that through there. Same again. Okay, so 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I've just taken that clip off, so now I can go through my cover and then through here. Leave a tail and then out through this one and out here. Then we get this nice twine coming over the top here. So this is going to go over the top, and then it's going to go through here and through there, up the other side. And there we go, and then out through the middle. Might have gone through that thread. Nope, it's all good. Right, just tighten that up. That's good. And then I can release the needle so I don't stab myself. Okay, tie the knot. Oh, I had loads. That's perfect. Alright, so I've tied one knot in there, and now what I think is quite a nice idea is these buttons that I've been sent. I've whittled them down into the ones that I really like that may come onto the journal somehow, somewhere. I like this one, it's got just 2 holes, and I just think that that's a nice little finishing way of doing things. Only I've just taken the needle off, but I think if I twist them, I'll be able to get them through here. So we'll just push that one through, and then the same again here, and then I'm putting in another knot here. So that's my second knot going in there on top of the button. If I'd put 2 knots underneath there, this would have stuck out too far. It's going to stick out a bit anyway, but it's quite fun. Perhaps a smaller button would have been better, but I think on this occasion it's just going to be fun. Okay, so what I've got now is the possibility to put charms on there, and I have been sent charms. I've got a horse, I've got a sunflower, I've got a heart. Horse is going on there like that. Okay, now I'm taking the end. This one's got the horse on it, and I'm posting that back through the button. Just going to push that through and see if I can capture it out the back. All right, and I'll just get the tweezers to pull this bit through. So we've done that. And then this one, I need this one to go through here as well. So that just needs to go through there. Just use some tweezers. One is much longer than the other. So find the one here, and then we just get it to the size that we want. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, and when you're happy, you need to tie in a knot. And the same again with this one, just going to tie in a knot quite high up there. It just looks rustic. And then on these bits we can either trim them or leave them to dangle. It's just like another extra bit. Okay, there's the charms sitting on the side there, really fun. So this charm has got a pendant style loop over the top of it, which works perfectly for just fitting onto a paper clip. Look at that. That is just going to sit there and hang perfectly out of the journal, and we don't need to worry about doing anything more to it. Isn't that lovely? So that's great. So they're just on the journal. Okay, now comes the fun bit. We can embellish and play. So this was sent to me by Alison, and I've also got this as well, and in here I've put a little journaling card that Alison made me. So that's lovely, of the cakes, or possible cakes. No cakes for me, but that's all right. And then that's a journaling card in there, so I think that that definitely should live in there. So I can embellish this. I probably could have sewn that in if I'd remembered to do that, but that doesn't matter. So let's just show how we can add things. I want to add this in, and I'm just going to use that line there because that will give me enough of a little hinge, a little flip to glue down, so we can see that we've got this bit here which can easily come and hinge that piece in there. So that's what's going on. First I want to just put some decoration down on this page. I've got my trusty stencil here. Just put a bit of washi tape there so we can use some ink. I'm thinking blue because I'm seeing the blue here, so I'm just going to work with the colours that I can see. I'm using Uncharted Mariner here. This is a nice strong distress ink, but I don't want it too dark, but I'll just do a little hint. I'm just going up and down with the ink blending tool. I don't want to go like that because that will just rip and tear the sponge on the stencil. Alright, just as a bit of fun, through spring we were looking at vintage adventure as our theme, and we had a look at going places, different modes of transport throughout the ages, hot air balloons and steam trains and steamships and all sorts of things, and that really did take us on a vintage adventure. Well, this task, this journal, this next summer project that we've been putting together here, collecting all the pieces. So you think, where has that taken you on your vintage adventure? What are you going to see when you're there? What's the culture? What's the cuisine? What can you eat? Where can you go? Where are the socializing places, the watering holes, you know? So it was thinking along those lines. And then our latest project, our newest one for the autumn and the fall, is all about nature inspired. And that's really, again, when you're on a vintage adventure, what might you see? What's the great outdoors looking like on your adventure? And it's just a bit of fun. It could be anywhere. It's anywhere your imagination wants to take you. So we're going to just glue this down on 3 sides. This one's going to become a tuck. So it's going to be like that. So we'll just put the glue down here. And then we'll make everything tie in, make sense. So I'm just hiding the join of this, so this will come a little thumb hole. I'm just journaling. This is just journaling now, thinking about coffee shops and going and having a nice time. I've put the glue on the washi tape just because they don't stick very well. That's their design. They're designed to be movable. Okay. Just tear the edge of that so it's not too straight. That's better. Along the edge. Go up the sides. This came from a Stamperia pad. Add that in. And a little bit of ink just where I've put that dip. Great. Let's use the ground espresso. Just a bit of a darker colour. And using a makeup brush. Right, that's good. Oh, that's really good. And then I'll just do a splat, a bit more of a splat. Yeah, that's quite good up there as well. Fantastic. Okay, so that was a bit of fun. So those are my stencils. I need to go and wash those. Right, that's that done. Now let's go to the front. And the other day I made something which was this, so I'm going to add that there. Now, because we've got this rustic charm here with this Hessian pocket, I'm just going to add a little bit of my brown ink, just grunge up some of that light white bright. I'll just make it look a bit old. I can't help myself. Ooh, now I'm stuck doing two things at once. Get the glue. All three sides on this card. So these were two pieces of paper that I was sent. It's scrapbooking paper or journaling papers. Just the sort of thing, slightly vintage, quite fun, but the colours were so good. Little brown. Get that nice worn, sort of aged, so it's like somebody had a letter and then just age up the paper a bit. Groovy. And there we go. And if we want to add anything in there, papers, journaling cards, anything that I want to add in, personal bits and pieces, it can all go in there. And again, if we've got anything we've been sent here, how cool is that? Just really brilliant. So I love that. Same again here, we've got places to put things, cards and tickets, and obviously that journaling card as well. And then we just want something for here. I think that will be another time, so we'll come back to that. That's great, isn't it? I love that. Isn't that lovely? Just nice with a little bit of embellishment. That's just ink. It might be nice to have a tab in a corresponding colour so I can see a little bit of this sort of red colour, reddy orange colour. So maybe that would tie in there. Maybe a bit of this rustic. I think I will have a look at some tabs on the next video. I just want to do something there so I can say that that bit's done. Even a tab there. I'm not wholeheartedly happy with the top bit either. Put my glue along there. Then I've got this piece, which we're going to have along the top. Just fabulous. And this is a little card that I've been given from Alison, and I've put it inside one of my embossed wax paper bags. I'm just adding that there with a tiny little paper clip from Tim Holtz for now, and that is what I've got so far. So there's a little tuck with the journaling card. If we want to put journaling cards in here or here, we've got 2 spaces to do that as well, so that's a lot of fun. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me put that together. I've got a closure that will wrap round eventually when I've finished, and then everything's just going to start to come together, tie together, lots of things at the back. The colours are going to work. I'm going to have yellow towards the back, and then I've got my little cards here that I can add and bring in this yellow tone here, which is the turmeric. We can look to some turmeric papers as well, bring some of that in, and then I'm just using all the things that I've been given and the nice things that I've been sent, and just utilising things like the cord there that was wrapping something else up, and just thinking outside of the box of what you can do with the things you've already got. So that is a lovely, lovely journal. I'm so pleased that that's all coming together now. You can see how the colours are working, and I'm really pleased. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Do please like and subscribe if you found value here, and give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, that helps the channel. And above everything else, guys, just slow down and make crafting time for you. Bye bye now.